After the enormous light explosion unleashed by Sami using the blue stone, silence engulfed everything. The air was saturated with energy, and the sky had regained its natural colors. Sami struggled to stand, feeling that his strength had been entirely drained, yet he knew the battle wasn't over. As the dust settled, the leader of the organization was still standing, though his golden armor had been significantly damaged. He looked at Sami with furious eyes and said with hatred in his voice, "You amaze me, Sami. But you're too young to understand that light doesn't always win." Raising his dark staff again, he unleashed a massive wave of black energy towards Sami. Sami didn't have time to think. He closed his eyes, placing his hand on the stone, pleading for the remaining power to protect him. But what happened was unexpected. Light didn't just emanate from the stone, but from Sami himself. His body glowed with a strong blue light, as if the stone had fused with him completely. The creature summoned by the leader shrieked and fled, and even the leader took a step back. "What is this?" "This is impossible," shouted the leader. Sami, smiling with confidence, replied, "I understand now. The true power isn't in the stone itself, but in pure intentions and faith in goodness." Sami released one final burst of light, but instead of destroying the leader, the light surrounded and bound him in place. "I will not destroy you, but you will live to see the worlds you've tried to destroy flourish without you." Suddenly, the leader began to disappear in a swirl of light, leaving behind the echo of his angry screams. Returned to peace after the battle ended, Sami's friends gathered around him. The flying creature, the old guardian, and even the strange creatures that helped him in the battle looked at him with admiration. The old guardian said, "You've proven yourself to be not just a bearer of the stone, but a protector of worlds. But remember, this isn't the end of the road. Great responsibilities await you." Sami, despite the exhaustion, smiled and said, "I know, but I think I won't be alone." Suddenly, a strange sight appeared. The sky split open to reveal a large, illuminated gate. It emitted a warm light, and a mysterious voice said, "Sami, you've completed the first mission. But the stone doesn't belong here. You must return it to its original world." "Its original world?" Sami wondered. The old guardian stepped forward and said, "Yes, the blue stone came from a very ancient world, one that connects to all other worlds. If not returned to its place, all worlds will remain in danger." Even though he was tired, Sami agreed to the mission. He climbed onto the back of the flying creature, taking the stone in his hands. The gate awaited him in the sky, inviting him to cross. Crossing to the ancient world, when Sami entered through the gate, he found himself in a place like no other he'd seen before. The sky was filled with vibrant colors, and the ground was covered in glowing crystals. The world seemed alive, yet there was a sense of sadness, as though it had lost something important. "This is the home of the blue stone," Sami said to himself. As he advanced through this magical realm, spectral figures appeared before him. They were ancient spirits who had lived in this world, and they told him, "You've returned to us what we lost long ago. But before we take the stone, you must prove that you are truly the chosen one." "Another test?" Sami muttered, feeling the weight of exhaustion. "This is the final test, not to test your strength, but to test your heart." Test of the heart. 3 images appeared before Sami, each representing a choice. 1. The first image, his parents sitting in their old home, smiling at him. 2. The second image, the world he knows, his friends and town living peacefully. 3. The third image, the blue stone being returned to its place in the heart of this ancient world. The spirit said, "Choose only one. If you choose the stone, you will ensure the safety of all the worlds, but you will not return home. If you choose your parents or your world, you will stay with them, but the other worlds will remain in danger." Sami hesitated for a moment, but he realized the answer was clear. He took a deep breath and said, I will choose to return the stone to its place. The entire world depends on this choice." The spirit smiled and said in unison, "You've chosen the right path. Sacrificing for the greater good is what makes your heart pure." Suddenly, the blue stone lifted into the air, releasing a powerful light that enveloped the entire world. Sami felt himself being drawn away, as if the ancient world was returning him to his original place. Return home, Sami awoke to find himself in his town, sitting in the backyard of his home. Everything seemed normal, yet he knew something had changed. The world felt brighter, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. When he returned home, he found his parents waiting for him with warm smiles, as if they knew everything that had happened. "You've returned, Sami," his father said. "But how? Didn't I choose sacrifice?" Sami wondered. The old guardian suddenly appeared and said, "You didn't just choose to sacrifice yourself. You showed the purity of your heart, and that is why you deserve to return home. The whole world owes you, Sami."